Hey there, Agile Adventurer. Just a quick question. What if, for the price of a fancy coffee or half a pizza, you could unlock over 700 hours of the best Agile content on the planet? That's audio, video, e-courses, books, presentations, all that you can think of. But you can also join live calls with world-class practitioners and hang out in a flame war-free and AI slop-clean Slack with the sharpest minds in the game. Oh, and yes, you get direct access to me, Vasco, your Scrum Master Toolbox podcast. No, this is not a drill. It's the Scrum Master Toolbox membership. And it's your unfair advantage in the Agile world. So if you want to know more, go check out scrummastertoolbox.org/membership. That's scrummastertoolbox.org/membership. And check out all the goodies we have for you. Do it now. But if you're not doing it now, let's listen to the podcast. Hello, everybody. Welcome to our Thursday, the Success Question, this week with Alidad Hamidi. Hey, Alidad, welcome back.
Thank you. It's really good to be back.
So before we dive into success, which is definitely the key question for all of us, before we dive there, let's talk about Agile retrospective. So share with us, what's your favorite Agile retrospective format and why?
For me, actually, retrospective, and to a large degree, Agile and agility, right? It's about understanding the reality around us and being able to reflect on our action. Right. So, for example, I use a lot of OODA loop for looking at systemic improvements. I'm looking at how are we observing, and I don't want to go into the. Please, listeners can look up OODA loop. So, for me, retrospective is that part of agility where we think if we do something, we're gonna get some outcome. Let's see what actually happened in reality rather than our perception. That's the retrospective for me, right? And I think, to be honest with you, I don't have a favorite one because I think depending on the context and the situation, you use different one. But there is one that is specifically like for team dynamics, as well as if you want to look at if the team is productive or if the self-managing is emerging. It's a practice from, again, open systems theory. It's called 6 intrinsic motivators. If you're familiar with Dan Pink's work, Autonomy, Mastery at Purpose, there was a kind of a, cut down version. So it looked at 6 elements. So you bring the team together and you ask them to assess themselves or where they are for each of these criteria. And then after they assess them, they ask them to have a conversation. Like, for example, the number 1 is autonomy in decision making. And you ask them, well, can you assess yourself from -10 to +10? -10 is I have no autonomy, +10 I have too much, because this is something that you could actually have too much of, right? It becomes, and it's very personal because autonomy for me is different to autonomy for you. So each individual will say, I'm here, I'm 1, I'm -2, and then quite often, when they see each other's number, they get surprised. Oh, why? I said, look, I realize I'm making all these decisions, and someone else says I'm making no decision. And they, just as a result of that, they started to kind of balance that between themselves. That's number 1. The second thing is you look at continuous learning. Are you learning? Are you getting feedback? Are you able to get the right amount of feedback? Sometimes too much feedback is too much. Sometimes too little is too little. So third thing is variety. Do I have enough variety in my work? Again, variety is a very personal thing. The first 3 is very personal. So people will say, I have too much variety or I have too little. And then they try to balance it. And this happened within the team. So there's no intervention from product owner. Product owner is part of the team, by the way. It's not the special role. It's just I'm one of the team members, right? So that's the first 3. The last 3 is team environment thing. 1 is mutual support and respect. You can't have too much of it. It's not -2 to 10 or -5 to to +5. It's 0 to 10, right? And they have a conversation. Do I see enough respect in my team? Is there mutual support and respect in the team? Fifth one is meaningfulness. and it breaks down into two: socially useful and seeing the whole product. We talked about, are you just one step from a much bigger value stream, or can you see the entire value stream and your impact? You mentioned quality assurance team. That's an anti-pattern. There shouldn't be anything called quality assurance team in the first place. So they actually talk about how much work is meaningful for them. And the last thing is desirable futures, which is, by the way, the name of the company that the consulting company, I learned from this is, am I stuck in a dead-end job, or do I see development and the future for me? If this 6 element doesn't exist in the team, you can never have productive human teams. All right. So there are more, but these 6 are the minimum, the basic. So I actually find it very, very useful. I think depends on the amount of change that is happening in the team and environment. You could repeat that. Usually it's good to do it at least once every 6 months, but I've seen some teams do it every 3 months. So that's one of my favorite reflection approaches.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it covers, as it says in the name, right? Like 6 intrinsic motivators. It covers the system from the perspective of the individual, and in this case, the team as well. So great insight. And of course, this is important because we want the teams to succeed and we want ourselves to succeed as well. But for that, we need to define what that looks like. So Alidad, how do you define success for yourself as a person that is helping teams achieve their own success?
That's a very good question. This is a tricky one because, especially if you've been a coach, I'm a recovering agility coach now, more into organizational design and strategy advisory. But for a long time as an agile coach or Scrum master, I struggled to define my success, particularly agile coach, because a lot of time as an enterprise agile coach, you're not even working directly with individual teams. You don't see immediate success. If you tie your success to the success of the individuals, or success of the teams, I think you will struggle unless you have that capacity within you that you can see a much longer time span, or you're okay with, I did this and I planted this seed, but I will never see the tree grow, because by the time this tree is starting to grow, bear fruit, I'll be out. For me at the moment, the successful is, does my work lead into maximizing human potential, maximizing the ability of the human to use their potential and freedom? And for that I use a number of things. If it's a product delivery or product creation team, I actually really hate the term product delivery, because delivery means you have are you a feature factory? You're just delivering the stuff, but in reality, we're creating value, not delivering, right? So we're creating, and the act of creation require interaction between the people who can solve a problem and people who have the problem. So we need to create zero distance between them. So one of the things I look at is, I look at a number of things. I look at, after the work that I'm doing with the team, is the team actually creating the value? Are the customers happy with the teams? Are they getting what they hope they get? 2 is people's well-being. Is the team a healthy team? Do they have the psychological safety? Are they do they feel comfortable? Is there trust? Is there innovation happening? And the last element is the team growing? And when I use the term team, I actually want to expand that to the organization, not just a team, right? These are the 3 main things for me. One is a customer metric, one is a team metrics, and one is a growth metric. I think there's 4th one, which is the business metrics. At the end of the day, your business have to be viable. Like I use it example for a bank. You can do all the digital transformation, etc. But one of the things that the banks can do and make their customers very happy, and it's quite feasible, is just give them free money. Customers are very happy, but I don't think you can stay in that business for a long time. So I think sustainability as a business is also quite important. So these are I don't want to complicate things. If these 3 things are improving, we're doing something meaningful. If they're not improving, and there's always a balance, sometimes one grow more than the other, and that's okay, right? As long as you have the awareness of why and is that the right thing at the right time.
Yeah, absolutely. I think those are incredibly important, let's call it lighthouses for us to orient our work around. So thank you for sharing that, Alidad.
No worries. Again, very good question.
All right, I hope you liked this episode. But before you hit next episode, here's the deal. This podcast is powered by people like you, the members who wanted more than just inspiration. They wanted real tools and real connection to people who are practicing Agile every day. We're talking access to over 700 hours of Agile Gold, CTO level strategy talks, summit keynotes, live workshops, e-courses, deep dive interviews, books, and if you're into no estimates, we got the pioneers of no estimates in those deep dive interviews as well. Agile business intelligence, creating product visions, coaching your product owner courses, you name it. You'll get invites to monthly live Q&As with Agile pioneers and practitioners, plus a private Slack community, which is free of all of that AI slop you see everywhere, and of course, without the flame wars. It's a community of practitioners that want to learn and thrive together. It's the best place to connect with community and learn together. So if this podcast has helped you before, imagine what you will get from this podcast membership. So head on over to scrummastertoolbox.org/membership and join the community that's shaping the future of Agile. And we have so much for you. So check out all the details at scrummastertoolbox.org/membership, because listening is great, it's important, but doing it together, that's next level. I'll see you in the community Slack. We really hope you liked our show. And if you did, why not rate this podcast on Stitcher or iTunes? Share this podcast and let other Scrum Masters know about this valuable resource for their work. Remember that sharing is caring.